The cause of death was listed as undetermined complications, but the medical examiner disagreed. Upon a thorough forensic autopsy, the central finding revealed distinct strangulation marks present on the neck of the deceased. These marks indicated the application of significant pressure, consistent with manual or ligature-induced asphyxiation. Initial reports suggested an accidental fall leading to unconsciousness and subsequent death. Yet this hypothesis was contradicted by the presence of defensive wounds and abrasions not typically associated with such accidents. Furthermore, microscopic analysis revealed the presence of textile fibers around the neck area, corroborating the forensic pathologist's suspicion that a ligature had been used. These findings necessitated a reevaluation of the case to determine if foul play was indeed responsible for the deceased's demise. Chapter: Case Background. The incident under investigation occurred on February 14th in a residential apartment located in downtown Seattle. At approximately 8:30 p.m., a neighbor reported hearing unusual noises coming from inside the deceased home and subsequently observed signs of forced entry upon approaching the premises. Upon further inspection, emergency services were notified after noticing abnormal activity within. Upon arrival at the scene, responding officers noted that the apartment door was slightly ajar with visible damage to the lock mechanism indicative of tampering. Inside, the environment was in disarray, suggesting a struggle had taken place prior to discovery. Initial observations indicated no immediate signs of trauma other than the presence of ligature marks around the neck area. The deceased's body was found supine on the bedroom floor, positioned near the bed and dresser with personal items scattered about. Given these circumstances, it was initially presumed that the situation might involve a burglary gone wrong or possible suicide. However, subsequent forensic analysis would reveal evidence pointing towards an act of homicide via strangulation. Chapter: Initial findings upon arrival at the residence. First responders noted a male body in a supine position on a hardwood floor within the living room. The scene was cordoned off and photographed as per protocol to document initial conditions. A single ligature mark consistent with nylon rope was observed around the neck of the deceased, prompting immediate suspicion of strangulation. Initial medical assessment by emergency personnel revealed no other visible injuries, such as blunt force trauma or defensive wounds. The body showed signs of livor mortis consistent with a period post-mortem compatible with the reported time of death. Given the presence of the ligature mark and its positioning on the neck, coupled with the absence of other apparent traumatic injuries, strangulation was classified as the probable manner of death. This classification triggered an immediate referral to forensic pathology for further examination and confirmation of cause of death. Chapter: Forensic Investigation. At the scene, forensic investigators meticulously documented various physical evidence related to strangulation marks on the deceased. Notable findings included a tight ligature mark encircling the neck, consistent with manual or object-induced asphyxia. Swabs and impressions were taken from beneath fingernails for potential DNA analysis. A rope-like material was recovered near the body, but not directly linked to the injury pattern observed. No defensive wounds were present on the hands or forearms, suggesting a rapid submissiveness or incapacitation. All collected evidence was sealed in sterile packaging with unique identifiers and logged into a secured chain of custody system for safekeeping and subsequent laboratory examination. Upon examination of the deceased, a ligature mark was identified on the neck consistent with manual strangulation. Swab samples and tissue biopsies from the mark area were collected for analysis. Microspectroscopy confirmed the presence of skin abrasions and petechial hemorrhages indicative of compromised blood flow due to external pressure. Histological examination revealed subepidermal blistering and edema, further substantiating mechanical asphyxia. Polymerase chain reaction, PCR. Amplification was conducted on swab samples to detect potential foreign DNA from the ligature material, though no conclusive results were obtained. Quantitative polymerase chain reaction, qPCR. Assays were employed to measure chromosomal aneuploidy in blood cells sampled near the injury site, indicating cellular stress and hypoxia consistent with strangulation trauma. The depth of the mark was measured at 3 millimeters, correlating with moderate pressure application over a prolonged period. Analysis of the ligature marks identified on the deceased indicated a clear pattern consistent with manual strangulation. Forensic pathologists observed petechiae in the eyes and neck, along with characteristic bruising and abrasions, suggesting application of force over bony prominences such as the thumbs. These findings corroborated the presence of a ligature, which was recovered from the scene and showed signs of wear corresponding to the marks on the deceased's neck. Microscopic examination revealed the presence of epithelial cells under the nails of the deceased, consistent with an attempted struggle. DNA analysis confirmed these were not from the primary suspect, but suggested another individual may have been involved. Radiocarbon dating of tissue samples provided an estimated postmortem interval of approximately 24 to 36 hours prior to discovery. The timeline established by this evidence indicated that strangulation occurred around 2 days before the body was found, contradicting initial reports which placed the death closer in time. This discrepancy highlights the importance of thorough forensic analysis in determining accurate timelines and identifying potential suspects or accomplices. The presence of ligature marks on the deceased's neck indicated a probable cause of death through mechanical asphyxia due to strangulation. Analysis revealed distinct patterns consistent with pressure applied by a cord or similar material, exhibiting both abrasions and contusions indicative of sustained compression. Microscopic examination confirmed fibrous debris matching those found in the vicinity of the scene, providing a direct link between the deceased and Chinese letter, 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 Chinese letter chapter. Resolution: the examination of the deceased revealed distinct ligature marks consistent with manual strangulation, providing definitive evidence for our central finding. Analysis revealed distinct patterns consistent with pressure applied by a cord or similar material, exhibiting both abrasions and contusions indicative of sustained compression. Analysis of the marks indicated the presence of a constricting force applied to the neck, resulting in hemorrhagic changes and petechiae formation within ocular conjunctiva and external skin surfaces. These findings were corroborated through microscopic examination, which further confirmed mechanical compression of blood vessels. Initially, there was consideration of potential positional asphyxia due to pre-existing conditions. Yet comprehensive toxicology screening ruled out any contributing substances that might have impaired respiratory function. Additionally, exclusionary criteria from a thorough review of medical history and environmental factors helped solidify the conclusion of manual strangulation rather than natural or accidental causes. Thus, the final determination unequivocally identified mechanical asphyxia due to strangulation as the cause of death for the deceased. This resolution marked a significant shift from initial hypotheses based on less specific evidence, underscoring the importance of detailed forensic pathology in establishing accurate conclusions. This case underscores the critical importance of meticulous examination and documentation of ligature marks in cases of suspected strangulation. Detailed photographic evidence, alongside precise measurements and descriptions, enhances the accuracy of forensic findings and supports thorough investigative processes. The file remains open,